I have been eager to hear your reaction to the appointment of the special counsel.
I was delighted. I did think as early as this March that a special counsel would be helpful. When many months passed and none had been appointed, I was worried that it might be too late. But now it's very clear that by picking someone with the track record of Jack Smith, who is faster than a speeding bullet and very much like a bulldog in terms of what he gnaws on when he gets his teeth around it, I think that this is going to move very quickly. And as you pointed out, until this point, there was no one person who was in charge of the multitude of crimes that the former president appears to have committed, both in connection with the top secret documents in Mar-a-Lago and in connection with trying to overturn the election. The Attorney General and his deputy couldn't possibly be in day-to-day command of it because, as you pointed out, they have a sprawling over 100,000 people to supervise hundreds of inquiries, hundreds of investigations and prosecutions. This way, it's all concentrated in the office of one person who got completely up to speed for tomorrow's argument at 2. I look forward to rapid decisions, and the need for rapidity is something that Merrick Garland emphasized in announcing this selection.
Yeah, and then just a note to the audience, I know you know this, Professor Trout, but the Attorney General is under his jurisdiction is the Bureau of Prisons, which is 34,000 people working there alone, not to mention the Antitrust Division of the Justice Department, Civil Rights Division, all these divisions that have nothing to do with this kind of work. And so the Attorney General, get a decision out of him, you have to get in line. Even if you're the top priority item, you still will have to get in line. And with Jack Smith there, it does seem to me that it speeds up the process, which is what Andrew Weissman suggested on Friday night. And then today, we didn't have to wait long to find out where is Jack Smith on this material. There's the Justice Department issuing a filing in court saying he's completely up to speed. He's read it all in the documents case. That's minimum 1,200 pages of pleadings. Who knows what else he's read, or what else the department's given him that they haven't made public. So he's right now, tonight, right up to speed with a case that's going to be argued tomorrow.
It really doesn't surprise me. I've known of his work for a long time. I've admired him from afar. He was in charge of the political corruption unit of the Justice Department. He's been a career prosecutor. He's prosecuted war crimes in Kosovo. He was working at The Hague. He certainly didn't leave The Hague just to preside over a lazy, slow-moving, molasses-like investigation. He's there to wrap it up and decide exactly which indictments to bring, in what sequence. There are all kinds of crimes, many that haven't even been named publicly yet, that the president appears to me to be seriously in jeopardy of conviction under, and it has to happen quickly because the president's whole strategy is delay, delay, delay. He'll make motions, he'll make arguments. He's got the right to do it, but because of that, it's critical that the first indictments come down no later than early next year, because otherwise there will be no final conviction. Then we'll get a new president. And even though under the current regulations, not even a new president or a new attorney general could remove Jack Smith without good cause, there are people in this country who don't pay attention to regulations or laws. And some of them want to hold power in Washington, and they might just be there. So this has to move quickly, and that's exactly what the Attorney General indicated he would do.
Let me, before we go to break, get a quick word from you about this latest scandal at the Supreme Court. Samuel Alito has at least responded to the accusations about him and denied them, which is something Clarence Thomas has never bothered to do. Is that in the some tiny, microscopic, marginal improvement in the way the Supreme Court responds to these accusations?
Not really. I think it's important, as I argued with Dennis Aftergut in an opinion piece in The Hill this morning, important that the Senate Judiciary Committee conduct hearings into these very serious accusations of deliberate leaks designed strategically to solidify the majority in support of taking women's rights away from them. Credibility is the lifeblood of the court. And I'm very glad that the Senate Judiciary Committee appears ready to hold hearings. It's not enough for any justice to simply toss off a letter not under oath. We really need to get to the bottom of this. Lightning is unlikely to have struck twice in Justice Alito's chambers. I think we need to get to the bottom of it.